Now it's the first month of the new financial year, and there are as many as 15 companies that are coming out of their lock-in periods, whether it is 1 month, 3 months, or 6 months. Now, going by the textbook behavioral patterns in these matters, there will be a lot of selling pressure on these stocks and in the markets because of that many stocks coming out of the lock-in period. When I look at their performances in the recent times, whether it is RK Swami or Mukka proteins, most of them are in the negative in the last 5 days at least. Some of them, give or take, crystal integrated or plaza wires, most of them are not performing too well. Is it because the big players, anticipating a selling pressure, push these stocks into a bearish sort of zone just to avoid the selling pressure in these times? It's a sort of an academic question for you.
No, I think normally, when the lock-in period opens and the share has already been traded at a significant premium, then I think obviously, most of the anchor investors, who have that lock-in plus, other investors who have invested, then obviously they try to encash their gains in the market. But I think, assuming that most of the stocks which you mentioned are already in the negative and they are below the IPO prices, or some of them are already into loss, at that point of time, I would not be surprised that some of the funds may consider, holding on for some more time. They may not try to book a capital loss immediately. But my sense is that typically on an academic side, whenever such lock-in opens, there is some temporary pressure on the stocks because a lot of floating stock takes time to get absorbed by other investors. And I think you also need to understand that who are the new buyers who actually absorb this floating stock. If the floating stock goes purely to retail, then there is hardly any valuation. But if it is some new fund or some new FI which gets in, then I think some stability in the prices of these stocks do happen. But yes, when the lock-in happens and it opens, at least for the next 1 or 2 weeks, you are bound to see some selling pressure, which is a normal customary thing. So that is something which no investor can avoid. So you got to go with the tide.